picture of that. It is a single truss bridge. It is one of the largest in North America at 700 feet across. Wow. It's where the ceremonial completion of Alaska Railroad took place, like I said. It is named after the chief engineer to designing and building the Alaska Railroad, Frederick Mears. On the right-hand side is going to be a green bell tower with a white and black tripod in front of it. This is known as the Nenana Ice Classic. A bit of a gambling game we have here in Alaska. I'll tell you about it in a bit. On our left is St. Mark's Missionary Church. It was the first church established in the interior of Alaska back in 1905. And on our left is going to be the Nenana Depot. One of 4 historical depots here in Alaska. This depot was established in 1917. It is actually also an Airbnb, and it is an active depot today. Now we'll have a small bend in the train here. I will point out bigger ones later on in our trip, but if anyone wants a small bend in the train picture leaving Nenana, it's going to be on your left-hand side at the 11 o'clock. You'll be able to see the 2 engines, one engine on the front pulling the train, the second one supplying the power. You'll be able to see the baggage car as well as a little bit of the Alaska Railroad. So there's your first possibility to get that picture. Really lean into it. That's right. And now we're saying goodbye to the Tanana River and officially welcome to the Nenana River. Wow. Now I will point out Denali in a minute. Don't worry. I'm just going to really quickly talk about that cool Nenana Ice Classic. So that's a gambling game that takes place here every year that is based off of the ice breaking up here in Alaska. So our ice, like I said, it gets several inches thick, then several feet thick, and then several feet thick, because again, this area stays frozen until April, right? So anything that comes in here stays permanently frozen to the ground. And so with those several feet thick of ice every year, you'll hear this loud, thunderous crash as all that ice breaks apart during April, and all those huge chunks of ice will go towards the shorelines and easily erode away ground, take down trees, anything in their path. Every year, back in, well, we're talking 1917, 1918, we used to set up a temporary bridge that would go across the Tanana that would lead to a narrow gauge track. It used to be known as the Tanana Valley Railroad. Congress purchased that back in 1917, and they used a temporary track until they standardized the gauge of that track. We are now a standard gauge, yes, in Alaska. But until that point, they just used a temporary track to get across to meet up with the other train to transfer supplies. So they could only use that path in the wintertime. So one of the engineers thought it'd be really fun to make a gambling game based off of when the bridge would be destroyed. And they called it the Ice Classic. So they all put money into a pot, and they had to guess the correct day, hour, and minute that breakup would occur. And whoever got the closest would win the pot of money. The first winner was April 30th at about 11:30 a.m. and he won $800. Now, people have gotten this down to a science. They measure the density of the ice, they test the water temperature, they put it against a bell curve from previous years, they figure out a day, and then at $2.50 a piece, they purchase every minute of that day. So they're guaranteed to win, at least likely. Usually, the pot is split between 26, 25 winners. They limited the amount of tickets you could purchase this year. And because of that, we had a singular winner. That winner won, and it was going to be April 14th at 12:21 a.m. And they won $311,600. Wow. Yeah, so just because they limited that ticket pricing. So if we are curious about that green bell tower, if we're curious to join in, you don't have to live in Alaska to join that competition. Any single one of you may join. All you have to do is call myself, Becky, or Dylan, let us know that you're interested, and we'll throw in a ticket for you at the local car Safeway, and you can enter to win. But just in case you're curious about the Nenana Ice Classic, I do have some pictures of it in case we missed the Nenana, because we're quite excited about Denali. I totally get it. It's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Seriously, 30% of people who come to Alaska see any of the mountain, which is just the peak, the middle, or the base. Only 10% people see it like that. Where I literally almost cried over the microphone. So I apologize for the lack of continuity. So we ready? It's going to start popping up. As soon as we pass on by the Nenana, there'll be an open field, and you'll start really being able to see it. So you can see just the peak right now, right at that 1 o'clock. We're going to make a slight bend of the train. It's going to start coming to the 2, almost 3 o'clock for just about a mile. And then it's going to pop right back into the 1, and then into the 12, and then goodbye Denali until you get to the park. So, and from the middle of the park, sadly, you cannot just see the mountain. It's completely surrounded by the Denali or the Alaska Range. opens up. So like I said, we were about 3 miles away from Savannah. So we just got a few more moments and we'll be able to start seeing some phenomenal views of that mountain. It looks like it's holding out for all of you, which is excellent. But it really is. It's kind of amazing how that thing will veil itself. So definitely get your pictures as soon as I let you know and start shooting.
Yeah, but there are other people that want to take pictures, so
and definitely, by the way, congratulations, you're all seeing fall colors. You all saw the aurora. We saw the Denali. Pretty amazing things. You've had some opportunities to already in your trip. So don't worry. I know the tree line's still there, but it's going to be at the 1 o'clock, and it's going to slowly make its way into the 2 and 3.